Welcome back, Lelanders, to a new episode of Clone Evolution, Sunday night action. Now tonight, what we'll be doing for some action, we'll try not to get too pissed off. I kind of seen this one coming a mile away. Remember how it's always been Kirikomar, Colorwader winning over and over again? I shouldn't have said that, because Takahan actually does win occasionally, and guess who won recently? Kind of gave it away. Takahan, or Chan, or Chan. Taka-chan? Maybe that's it. But anyways, congratulations, man. I know I should have seen it coming. He doesn't even use 6 players in his fucking team. He's showing off that his team's so good, he only needs 5 players. Or unless that wasn't really his team. Someone was telling me you don't even have to show what team you used. So I don't know. I really wish if that was the case that they would confirm, like, was this the team he used to win? There should be a way to, like, watch the previous match and find out how he won. But I think that only works for every round except for the last round, the one we need to see. So, I don't know. Now, to be fair, let's see. We're starting to get a team that's similar to his. We got this hero. We got this hero. We're damn close to getting this hero. We had a chance to get this one, didn't take it. And this hero, I think we're a mile away. Let's check to see. The Sun Star. Now, for today's show, we are going to burn some more scrolls. And if we get enough viewers logged in, we'll even burn some red scrolls. We'll try to save the red ones for some viewer action. Anyways, so earlier today when I was playing the game, I went through and got everything completed clone-wise. What was I wanting to check? Oh yeah, Darwin Evolution. Let's see what we need to make this guy. Oh, no shit, eh? So to make this guy, what does this guy even do? Inflict in the rear. He likes it in the rear. Inflict damage 308% of the attack on the enemy's rear row. This cannot be dodged. This will inspire the whole team. Our side will obtain the attack of 20% and critical 20%. Blah, blah, blah. So that's pretty good. Attack in the rear. We got to remember, that is the way. Once attack is triggered critical, this will inflict an additional damage 100%, ignoring defense when our heroes trigger critical. So increase the critical rate, that's kind of cool. Normal attack inflicts damage, 200% attack on 2 random enemies, again in the rear. He really focuses on in the rear. And reduce the target's tenacity by 15% for 2 rounds. And what else do we got? After the hero's death, I fucking hate these abilities. See, the main thing is I want my abilities to work when I'm alive. I don't want to have to die in order for them to work. Well, that's what he has here. After the hero's death, there is a 75% possibility of rendering all the enemy units dizzy for 2 rounds. After which, reanimate, recover HP, and permanently increase critical damage by 50%. I don't even understand these. I think I somewhat gather what it does. So I don't know. To me, this hero doesn't sound very good. I would probably use Suzo instead, but who knows? I'm sure they know better because they're winning the fucking Hunger Games. Alright, this egg. I've never actually made this egg before, so let's see. What do we have to do to make the egg? We need 3 eggs. I think I've only seen 1 egg before. Do I even have 1 egg? I should check. These other heroes are easy to get. Well, I shouldn't say the blonde hair guy is easy to get. Sometimes he is, but Elizabeth is. So yeah, so we could make that dragon. I just don't see it happening, like actually being a good hero, but oh well. Let's see, how many eggs do we got? The egg action. How many eggs? I feel like it's the Easter show, talking about the eggs. Alright, so we got 1 egg, 2 star, and then that's fucking it. We don't have any other eggs. The only thing I was thinking, how I got that egg was from like the chess battle, the original one that I played. The one that I saved dice for and could never play again. So I don't know if that's ever going to come back. If I had to guess, no. Is there any other way to get the egg? Let's check the pinned message by Shelly. Alright, so no. According to the Royal Casino, there's no way to get the egg there. Even on the royal, like the souped up royal only clones. Regular casino, no. Royal casino, no. Let's check this. Doesn't this usually tell you how to get the eggs? They'd be like, there is no method in order to get the egg. Ah, here it is, the egg. Gene bank and events. So yeah, they've updated it and started putting the events can actually give it to you. So gene bank, yeah, the odds of getting the egg, I've been drawing for what? A year and a half, coming up 2 years. Never drawn the egg before. The events, yeah, it was just that original chess event and it's never come back. So yeah, there's no real chance of getting the egg. If anyone in the viewers got any ideas how to get the egg, let us know in the chat or put it in the Discord. One or the other. Hey, 2 viewers and a like. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Today was a pretty good day of rest for me. The only projects I did was trying to make some hash, and it was a fun project. I've never tried to make hash before, so it was a bit of a learning experience. Watched lots of videos on YouTube explaining how to do it. Everyone seems to have their own ideas of what works best. I don't know, I was going to make a huge batch, but I figured like, fuck it, man. Let's start off with like a normal size batch so I don't like get carried away and fuck everything up really bad and then start cursing like hell. But what happened is, yeah, I kind of fucked it up a little bit. I made too big of a batch. I didn't realize hash, man. You really have to make, like I'm using, what is it, a 5-gallon pail or whatever. And fuck, man, I put way too much in. It's because I was using the leaf. I figured let's start making hash with just the leaves before I actually waste bud doing it. So yeah, I made, I don't know, I'll have to weigh how much hash I made. It's not that much. I think maybe a half quarter, 3 grams or whatever. But man, I put shitloads of leaf. I didn't even weigh how much. 3 giant like mason jars full. You know, the biggest mason jars you can get. Yeah, so I did those, and man, I filled the bucket like hardcore. Anyway, so what do we got? Replacement events. No, if anyone is wondering if I got time off and how my holidays are going to go, it looks like we got our first snowstorm on the fucking day of my first holiday. So, yeah, not a single day of holidays. Isn't that how nature works, right? If it can bend you over and give it to you, it will. Good kick in the butt, I mean. Get your mind out of the gutter. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so we're going to do the Clone Up event. We're going to try to get Santa Claus. I was thinking we got enough red scrolls already to get 200 points. So who knows? Maybe we'll shoot for 300. I highly doubt that, but... And I did make some room, so maybe we could start off with a clone draw right off the bat, see who we get. Will it be a fucking shit show right off the bat? Let's check. Booyaka! Shit show. Not even a single chaos. Oh yeah, there's a chaos clone. Shouldn't say it was complete shit. That was like 99% shit. So it wasn't that bad. Ivan the Terrible. Isn't that terrible? Who knows? Maybe that means that our red draw will be extra special. Oh yeah, and if anyone hasn't noticed, the game has started the changeover cycle an hour earlier. I guess they do it for when the clocks change. I know our clocks changed at a different time than theirs did, but yeah, so now the changeover appears to be 7 p.m. Eastern time. So that could be more, I'll start the show a little bit earlier if I can manage to like have the changeover sooner. Alright, so we got hour 16. Maybe we'll be good for that. So how was everyone else's weekend? Did they do anything exciting? Probably not making hash. Now the only thing that was bad about how my hash turned out is it turned out and it smelled like leaf really bad. And then I was like, well, I did make it from leaf, so I couldn't be surprised if it had a different smell. And I didn't really have as much ice as they recommended because I only got like 4 ice trays. So I was like, fuck, man, I don't have near as much ice as they show to use. And I just used a stick to stir it and a blender and like one of those hand mixer. So I didn't have like a What do they show? A laundry tub some people use, one of those apartment washers. Did I do 2 or just 1 draw there? Yeah, we did 2. So yeah, I did a lot of manpower instead of machine power. Although I used the mixer for a while, so that was machine power. But then I had to add more water because, yeah, fuck, man, I didn't have enough, and I had to add more water, and then it was too much water for the recipe. So that's how I figured if I was doing the first batch, start off small. Don't use my best weed. I made that mistake when I made oil one time. When I made regular solvent-free oil. Alright, there we go. No, let's not send her in. I guess we have to. No, I meant when I was making edibles. Yeah, one time I fucking used the wrong shit. I used my good weed and it didn't turn out good. And I was like, fuck, man, I really wish I did a practice batch first. It's kind of like when you're getting back into dating. Sometimes it's good to take a few dates with people you really don't think are going to work out. Just so that you have less pressure on yourself. And you're like, hey, if this fucks up, it's not the end of the world because I don't even think this is going to work to begin with. But I definitely don't want to lead people on to thinking that you really love them or something and break their heart, because that's even worse. Fucking nothing worse than a broken heart. I swear, man. Last time I had one, took over a year to recover. But finally it was gone, so if anyone's suffering a broken heart, don't worry. It goes away eventually. I know a year or however much longer it takes for you, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, let's see. Dungeon. Oh yeah, and then what was it in Canada's news? Canada's news got busted today. Yeah. No, basically Canada's news is like paid for by our government. Like Justin Trudeau has been like bribing the media so that he can just get them to lie and lie and lie, just like they used to do in Nazi Germany. But what happened is the media was printing his lies, and then one of the person that he printed or that he paid them to print lies about said, hey, fuck this shit, you sons of bitches. If you want to print lies like this, I'm taking you to fucking court. We're going to sue you into the fucking Stone Age. So guess what happened? The media all of a sudden had to go, oops, sorry, we were printing lies. And they reprinted an apology on the bottom of the story. So I was like, finally. It just goes to show you, man, if your media is getting away, like if CNN keeps like publishing bullshit after bullshit after bullshit, I don't recommend suing, but for the people that are into suing, thank God. Finally got them to admit their fucking lying bullshit. Man, oh man. No, so how this whole story happened was Canada's universities, they like get people to come and do speeches, they can sell tickets, and they can come hear people debate stuff at the universities. Well, you've probably heard of her, this one popular chick. I'm pretty sure she's from the States, or maybe she's Canadian too. I doubt it, but anyways, I forget her name. Lauren Southern, something like that. I know normally she gets a lot of heat because she talks about controversial issues, but she can sell out a university no problem because people debate her. They'll be like, hey, you're a lying bitch or whatever, and they debate. So it's like, yeah, so she sold some, I don't know if she was selling tickets or was a free lecture or whatever it was. So they're at the university scheduled to talk about the media in Canada, how they're trying to make the native people feel all sorry for themselves all the time, going on, and they're also, Justin Trudeau hates the Catholic Church. He can't stand Catholics, so he's always trying to like shit on the church and make them sound like the fucking devil. So yeah, what he was doing was he was getting all these stories like published as much as he could in his fake media about residential school mass graves, trying to say that, yeah, they're just shooting everyone, throwing their bodies in graves, and just mass slaughtering everyone. So what Lauren Southern came on to debate, she's like, no, that's not what was happening. She was like going to debate that, yeah, sure, there was a lot of people dying, but it was European kids dying and native kids dying. Why? Because the school system in general was really rough on everyone. It's not like they were just being rough to the natives. So yeah, there was actually even facts about how it was that half of European kids in Canadian schools, they didn't live to see adulthood. Half. So I was like, holy fuck, man, that's a lot of kids that died, right? Not just the native ones. So I know like some people that are native or get really caught up in that, and then they're like, holy shit, man, everyone's out to get us sort of thing. Like, it's the whole victimhood. But yeah, I get it. The church was fucking bastards, but not all of them. Same thing with the whole child molestation stuff with the church. Sure, it happens in the church, and yeah, it's horrible, but it's not like every priest is doing it. Not every church is doing it. In most cases, I hope it's isolated incidents. And I know the church didn't help themselves because they tried to cover it up for years and trying not to admit that it happened ever. So that's their one major issue. And then it reminded me too, once when I was hanging out with this one Muslim family who was doing a topless women's protest. And then when they were organizing the protest and they were getting ready and they're painting on their bodies like all these messages and shit. And they're saying, hey, don't make this a fucking Muslim bashing event. Just because some Muslims are against women showing off their boobs or whatever, don't blame it on all Muslims. So then that kind of stuck with me over the years. I'm like, that's what the church shit's been going through too. It's like, sure, they fucked up, and there's some people in the church that are fucked in the head, like you'll find in any organization, but don't blame it on the whole church. Like, what the fuck? That's like sort of like stereotyping everyone to be the same. Alright, we got some more victories. Holy shit, yeah, if anyone's wondering, I did beat the dungeon level with what's his name, Genghis Khan. I don't know if I remembered the team that was good to beat him, but whatever team I used actually worked and we won. So now we're up all the way to the next boss, so we'll sweep it. So yeah, so Lauren Southern managed to fight the CTV News, sponsored by Justin Trudeau, and got them to admit that they print nothing but lies. So I was like, yeah, finally. It almost feels like, despite like her not winning any money in a lawsuit, she's still not allowed to speak at the university. At least we know now, like if someone says, hey, the media tells us this is great for us. It's like, well, you know what? The media is lying their fucking faces off all the time. It's like, yeah. It's like, now we finally got a victory. Yeah. No, and then everyone's wondering that big court case. I forget what that Kyle kid's coming up tomorrow. That's another fucked up situation. And I can just imagine, like, even defending yourself, if someone attacks you, that kid's going to jail for life. You can almost guarantee. Same thing's been happening in Canada. Judges are, like, totally going against the law, just taking, like, hearsay with no evidence, going, like, pretty much whatever their agenda is, and they don't give a shit about the laws at all anymore. And that's how they're ruling. So that's what I was thinking, man. You can almost guarantee Kyle is going to jail for life. Unless the U.S. has a different court system than Canada. Yeah, because what happened in Canada, who was it, Max Bernier? He was running in the election, which you could tell he was trying to lose on purpose. He was like controlled opposition, as thick as you can get. But anyways, what Max Bernier decided to sue over was Justin Trudeau started printing stories in the media about calling him a racist. And paying like taxpayer money to call his opposition in the election a racist. So Max Bernier's like, I'm going to fight it in court. So that's what happened in the court. Guess what the judge decided? He's like, oh, I heard some people on social media and Twitter say that you are a racist, Max. So that's how I'm going to rule. I was like, what the fuck? It's like you heard hearsay on fucking social media and that's what you're going to take as evidence? This is how courts in Canada are going. So I don't know. It seems like a bit of a shit show, but I always try to remember, as bad as things get, they can only get worse to a point, and then eventually everything flip-flops and goes back to the golden age. So I don't know if our court system is any indication. We should be golden age any minute now. Let's hope. No, I don't want to say that, because I'm pretty sure things can still get a lot worse. I shouldn't be jinxing it, but they can. Alright, so that was pretty much my weekend news. Just thinking what other video game news was there. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys heard the episode where Pat and Ian were bitching about the New York Times. And normally I kind of bitch about the New York Times too, about how they print all this false crap and shit, but actually this was one time I agreed with the New York Times and I disagreed with Pat and Ian. I don't even know if they deleted my comment or no one just responded, but they did a whole, hey, ask Augusto Pasco Basilio. So I don't know if anyone's seen the New York Times episode with Pat and Ian. What happened is New York Times printed an article advertising one of those knockoff NES classics. You know, you can get the official one made by Nintendo that was so hard to get, cost so much money, and wasn't really very good. And then they have the knockoff ones from China. They're like dirt cheap and way better. So what they did is they advertised this knockoff one. And then Pat and Ian, they're like crying babies. They're like, wah, scumbag seller of the week alert. They start making fun of New York Times. And you know what they said in their show? They said that the New York Times is not allowed to sell that because it's a knockoff and that it's illegal. So I'm like, ooh, that actually sounds pretty dirty, right? Let's check it out, see if it actually is illegal to sell clones. So guess what happened? I looked it up and Pat and Ian were wrong. Turns out that the NES Classics, anyone's allowed to make them and sell them. Why? Because the Nintendo patents have all expired on the NES. So you can make clones, you can make like knockoffs, you can do whatever you want, and there's no patent law for it anymore. So that's where Pat and Ian, I guess they didn't even look it up when they started making fun of the New York Times. To be honest, I actually agreed with Pat and Ian at first until I looked it up because I didn't even know that Nintendo's patents had expired. So yeah, that's why you can buy those Nintendo knockoffs and it's not illegal. But Pat and Ian started to argue too that they included ROMs and that's what makes it illegal also. But then I checked it out and not all Nintendo games are copyrighted. So if they came out with, they say found 500-600 games that aren't copyrighted, they could include those on the knockoff and it's all perfectly legal. And that's probably what New York Times did because yeah, I don't think New York Times would be breaking laws hardcore other than printing false information. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else. Oh, Marzard the Pioneer. Yeah, Marzard's got a good point. Pat and Ian are kind of heavily invested into Nintendo because Pat, after all, is Pat the NES punk. And when he comes to like the console wars, Pat always talks about how it's like he's pro Nintendo and anti Sega. He's like a very pro side in Nintendo. But I think what they were mocking in general was clone consoles. And I don't think it's just the Nintendo clone that's or patent that's expired. I think it's also some of the early Sega systems. I wouldn't be surprised if like TurboGrafx-16's patents have already expired. Who knows how many have. Someone was actually writing on a blog on Reddit. They're like, hey, the Nintendo 64 patents are about to expire soon. So soon we might actually get to see knockoffs of those made. That'd be fucking sick. That's what I kind of wish. Like one day we could live in a society where all the patents are expired so that it's actually a free market system, sort of like how America's market is supposed to run. I don't know at what point in history did America all of a sudden decide to start doing patents or royalties and copyrights. All that shit just kills the fucking marketplace. Oh, that's the battle we're in. I was like, man, why is this battle so hard? Let's try another one. Oh yeah, and I got some good news. Today I was working on my PS2, what is it called? Free McBoot. Yeah, so Free McBoot for PS2. I finally got it working. And I even tried the USB stick version. So what I did is I downloaded some of the games that I have on my shelf already, and then copied the file to the memory or the USB stick, put in Free McBoot in the memory card, put in the memory stick. Wouldn't work. And then I figured out that I had to take the game out because I had like the original games actually in the console. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta take the game out. So as soon as I took the game out and started the console up without it, all of a sudden Free McBoot loaded up properly. And then, oh yeah, and then I tried to load it off the USB stick. It wouldn't. And then all of a sudden I found out there was like, you have to hit the circle button. So I'm like, oh fuck, I hit the circle button and it brought up the whole list of games. So I was like, sick. And then I started playing the games And the only drawback I found is when you're playing a PS2 game off the USB stick, you can't make the game files over 4 gigs or they won't work. Why? Because the PS2 was in the era of FAT32 file formats. So that means that you can't make files bigger than 4 gigs. So there is a couple games I tried to play, like Burnout, and I was like, fuck man, it won't play. And I looked and it's like, oh, it's over 4 gigs. So there is a catch, and how to fix that problem is the next mod that I'm working on is I'm putting in a bigger hard drive into the back of the PlayStation, and I'll be able to copy the games directly to the hard drive. So that way I don't have to worry about the 4 gig file size. Oh yeah, and they said too, if you do it like you copy it to the hard drive and not a USB stick, it loads faster also. Yeah, they said that's the one drawback if you're playing games that have like a lot of cutscenes, like you know those animations or whatever. Those go a lot slower if you run it off the USB stick. But I was like, still man, I can't believe I'm playing my PS2, all my favorite games again on a wireless controller. Fuck man, it feels epic. And then I started looking into the archive of PlayStation games, and there's like 1,000 PlayStation 2 games from Japan that I've never even tried. So I was like, man, I guess legally I can't get those ROMs, but it'd be tempting. Order the copies of the discs online, then start playing them. Now, so what other video game news was there? I wonder, yeah, I should check and see if Pat and Ian actually responded to my comment, or maybe no one did. Because normally it says if people respond to your comment, and I don't think anyone did. We'll go to history. And we'll check what other Pat and Ian shows we're on today. Yeah, I gotta be careful here. Let's do this just for 1 second. I'm gonna mute the desktop audio just in case the Pat and Ian show comes on. There we go. Alright, there we go. I think I got it. Oh yeah, and that was the other question Pat and Ian were asking. What about 2D games? You know how like games were 2D for so many consoles, and then eventually they went 3D on, what was it, Nintendo 64? And then the question they wanted to ask, what would have happened if the consoles would have stayed 2D? And I was like, well, we already can see that. There's a lot of companies that still make 2D games, and they just make them with better graphics, but in 2D. So that seemed like a weird question that they asked, but they made an episode out of it. Victory! Yes! Alright, so let's see. What can we play next? We'll let this one play. Oh yeah, thanks everyone. My guild was nice enough to let me beat this one. I really appreciate it. Unless they did it by accident, but either way, thank you. Oh yeah, and I finally adjusted my webcam. I noticed I had it set up super high, so you couldn't even see that I lost weight. So I figured, hey, I might as well pan down a little. Not too far. Then I'll have to wear pants. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see if we can beat this. What was the team that beat it? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think what they were trying to get at is like, would games have been any different if 2D would have lasted longer? Yeah, because Warzard was commenting that was a little bit of a weird question, because we still get 2D games. It's not like they stopped making them completely. But I get what they're saying. It's like they put all the resources into 2D instead of 3D, but it really wouldn't have changed much. No, one of the questions I'm going to try to get, if anyone wants a question asked on Pat the NES Punk show, just let me know on the Discord or in one of these chats, and I'll try to get the question in, because now I'm an actual patron of theirs, and I answered my questions on the air once before, so who knows, maybe they'll do it again. And I noticed the question that I asked, it sort of triggered a whole bunch of follow-up questions, because I asked them about to list their paranormal stuff. Hey, Bunny Dreamer, thanks a lot, really appreciate it. Yeah, so I asked Pat and Ian like a paranormal question, and now all of a sudden when they're doing like, well, maybe they're doing it before and I didn't notice it as much, but a lot more people are commenting about the paranormal stuff. They're even talking about a paranormal podcast, so I don't know if they're just joking or that they're actually going to do one. Alright, so let's see.
Ian, we have a scumbag.
Oh, fuck. I played a little bit of their show. Sorry. No, I'm just going to see. Yeah, everyone just ignored my comment. So they didn't delete it. So that's the nice thing. Even if Pat and Ian don't agree with your shit, they don't, like, silence you by deleting your comment. They just shun you like the Amish. No, and you gotta be fair to Pat too, because like at one point I was actually a huge Nintendo shill myself. Not that I was getting paid by Nintendo, but I used to always argue with the Sega fans. I'm like, yeah, Nintendo's better, Nintendo's better. But then secretly, every time I went over to my friends' places that had Sega, I'm like, oh god, I love this system. Especially the original one. Like, I don't know, Sega Master System versus the NES. It was vastly superior in almost every way. Like, when you think about it, Nintendo was lucky that they had a few good software titles that caught on. Because if it wasn't for that, a lot of them are better on Sega. I don't even know, like, how it was that Nintendo managed to dominate so much. Like, if anyone remembers the original Nintendo games, like the gun games, Mario, or was it Mario Duck Hunt for the NES, basically had 2 levels, or it was like 1.5 levels. Wasn't where you could shoot the clay discs, or you could shoot the ducks and the dog would laugh at you. But then if you went to like play the Sega version, they had Safari Hunt, and Safari Hunt was like way better. It had like multiple levels, a lot of different enemies running all over the place, not just ducks. So it's like, yeah, it was vastly better game. That's why I was always jealous when I went to my friends' places. I'm like, man, Nintendo's better, Nintendo's better. I'm like, can I play Safari Hunt? Fuck, man, Safari Hunt was epic. Now, I think what it was is Sega had Wonder Boy, and Wonder Boy just didn't handle as good. Like, I think Nintendo, they had their jumping ability with Mario programmed really well. That's why I gotta give them some credit. I was trying to think what other games I like better on Sega. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, Warzard's got a good point. Is that, what is it? Nintendo was big in the US first, and then Sega sort of came out later. So they got their foot in the door first. And everyone was already heavily invested and stuck with them. Fuck, got my ass kicked there. Alright, let's see. What was the problem with this team? Do I need extra healing? Let's try that. I always try to remember, because there's some combination that actually works. What the fuck am I getting it wrong for? Let's try that as a combination. Alright, so let's see. Warzard's got a question for them. Ask him if the 3DO would have taken off. You know what I was thinking too? Pat and Ian, what they were discussing today was the Neo Geo. And I don't know if they haven't been researching it, but the Neo Geo's had so much gaming news, and it's like no game shows are talking about it. I don't know why, like maybe they just don't look it up, or they haven't heard, or... Yeah, because if anyone hasn't heard, what was it, the Saudi prince? He went over to Japan and bought like control amount of shares of SNK, company that makes Neo Geo. So technically, Neo Geo is owned by the Saudis now. And what did the Saudis do to try to get more games for the Neo Geo? They went around and used the Saudi, what is it, investment fund or whatever it's called. And they spent billions of dollars and bought up like all the best licenses. So I should try to read out the list. It's a big one. Like even like you name like the top 5 best companies that make video games, they're owned by the Saudis now. So I was like, holy fuck, man. Like when is this new Neo Geo console coming out? I don't know. They said 2021, but we're down to like only what, a month and a half left. So I bet you what happened was the supply and demand chain, when it broke, it pushed back the date for the new Neo Geo. So we're probably looking at like 2022, and that's why they've gone silent. But Pat and Ian were just commenting that they like Neo Geo, but they hated collecting it because it was so fucking expensive. And that's what reminded me about the new topic for video games I was thinking about. is, you know how video arcades, they were really popular, like coin ops, you would go there, pay money, play the game. Why? Because the games were always better than the home console version. So you go home, you play your home console version, and it was okay. But if you wanted the best version of the game, you had to go to the arcade, pop money in, and play it. So I was like, holy shit, you know what's going to happen? Like, I was thinking, when it comes to traditional video games, it's always going to be best on the home console, or it's always going to be best on the cell phone, or whatever it is, or computer. So arcades will never get that big boost. But there's one condition, one catch that will make arcades better again. You know what it is? Some new technology that'll be so expensive that it'll cost like $10,000 to buy a console. So the only way that they'll be able to do it is if arcades have it. Like, sure, there'll be the occasional Bitcoin millionaire who'll be able to buy it, put it in his house. But for the majority of regular people, everyone's going to have to go back to the arcades again. And you know what technology it is? It's fucking holograms. Like, damn, we look at our future, and like VR was like predicted to be so big for so long, but when it came out, it just didn't really live up to expectations. People didn't realize that we don't really want to play video games in VR. It's much rather like to watch travel videos, and even educational content is better in VR, but it's not the greatest for video games like we thought it would be. Unless there's a new video game that'll be great in VR, but I just haven't really played any that I liked yet. They're okay, but they're not like game changers or whatever, right? So I was thinking what's going to happen is you look at all the science fiction. Star Wars, what do they got? Princess Leia holograms. Star Trek, what do they got? They got the fucking holodeck holograms. So really, that's the future that we're building up to, is holograms are going to get better and better and better until they come out in video arcades. And then people will face the same problem. You can either get a shitty hologram version at home that's just not as good, or you'll be able to go to the video arcade and play the most amazing holograms you've ever fucking seen. So what I'm thinking what's going to happen is video arcades are probably going to get extra big. Like, you know, in the past it was like everyone would stand in front of a machine and play it. Video arcades for holograms are going to be different, because there'll be one big hologram and there'll be like seating around it. Sort of like a UFC fight, how like everyone sits around the ring, because a hologram's three-dimensional and stuff. So what'll happen is you'll go to like your local video arcade and you'll go to watch holograms, and they'll be playing the latest sporting events. Sort of like the latest UFC match. So it's like if you wanted to watch UFC, you could watch it at home with like a little shitty hologram on your coffee table, or like a fucking watching it on pay-per-view on your TV in VR. Or you could go to a video arcade, which will have like a life-size fucking UFC ring, and you'll be able to watch like fighters fighting like they're right in front of you. And I think what they'll do is they'll take the cage out too, so you won't even have that cage bugging your view. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure video arcades, if they can pull that off, they'll get really popular, especially with the WWE audience. Because I know a lot of people make fun of wrestling, like, you know, Vince McMahon and WWE. But in Canada, they offer like WWE matches, like WrestleMania, and they'll play it at a movie theater, and they'll charge like fucking $100 a ticket. So it's like 10 times the price of any other movie. So I took my uncle to it because like back when he could still walk and he could like go out and do stuff, we brought him to one because I'm like, hey, he loves WrestleMania. I'll pay the extra money so he can experience it. And guess what happened when we got inside? Fucking place was packed to capacity. I was like, what the fuck? There's this many wrestling fans? I shouldn't make fun of it, but there was like tons of Asian people from like the university. And yeah, and they were just loving the fucking wrestling. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy, wrestling's really big in other countries, or maybe it's just big in Canada, but yeah, it's like, holy shit, man. So if they started doing like WWE matches at a video arcade where you could go and watch it and it'd be like real life-size holograms that look like they were actually there, that'd be fucked up. And if people think that's like far off distance in the future, I don't think it is, because you look at concerts, there's already a few concerts that started doing it. Who was it? I think Snoop Dogg, he did a concert with a hologram. I think they said he sang on stage for like a few sets and then showed everyone he was a hologram, and no one even believed it. They're like, holy fuck, he thought he was actually there, but it was actually just a hologram of him. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the next boom when it comes to video arcades, is we're actually going to see arcades popular again. Why? Because they'll be able to offer something that we can't get at home. Or unless you're a fucking multi-millionaire and you can actually afford it. Yeah, Holo VR, I don't know if it'll go VR as much because I can't stand wearing the helmet. Has anyone else noticed that? Like, I don't mind augmented reality where you can still see everything around you, but I don't want something blocking my vision from everyone else around me. Mainly because my friends like to play pranks on people, so I would never wear VR around them because you can just imagine the pranks they would pull off when you can't see them. Yeah, the new Neo Geo system, Warzard says he's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it as well. Like, I don't know, Neo Geo is one of those consoles that I wanted and wanted and wanted when I was a kid, but no one could afford it. Not even, like, well-off people. It was just way too fucking expensive. Yeah, and a lot of the games that were good on Neo Geo, they've kind of not aged very well, so they really do need to come out with some new games. I guess they could do Samurai Showdown. They came out with a new one of that was pretty good. What else? Windjammers. They tried to revive that series, but I don't think it really had the fan following that they hoped it would. Yeah, Windjammers was one of my favorite games, man. We used to take hallucinogens and go play it at the arcade. Oh man, was it ever trippy. That's the first time that I realized that when you take like hallucinogens, like stuff while I was spiked with, I never took intentionally. Now, if you take like LSD, it actually super clocks your reflexes. That's what I first realized it, because I was like, man, Windjammers requires like super fast reflexes, and the only way I could ever beat it was when I was on LSD. And as soon as I stopped taking the LSD, it was like, man, just couldn't even get close to beating it. So it was a weird thing. And then I looked it up after and found out that the military was actually using LSD for the same reason. They were trying to create super soldiers. They were giving it to snipers to see if they could increase their accuracy. And they had bad effects. Like, some snipers it actually helped, but others it just fucking warped their minds. So you got to be damn careful with it. I know, like, the creator of LSD, he swore by it and said it was super safe. But same thing with weed. Like, weed can be super safe for some people and completely destroy other people's lives. So you can never really be for sure one way or the other. Ooh, look at all these Peaceman frags. We only had 80 there and they gave us one. Now, if anyone wants to check how we're doing on Peaceman, we got him up to 78. Fucking A. So once he gets up to 150, that's when we're pushing enough Peacemans to make a new clone of a red. Yeah, we need the Peacemans. We need, who is it? Catholic Hero. Now, I kind of wanted VR to be really good, and to be fair about VR, I'm actually going to start making some VR stuff soon. I actually got one of the state-of-the-art VR cameras again. At first, I got the state-of-the-art VR camera and started making the videos, but the video editing was just shit. My computer could not keep up with it. But now I've got like the fucking supercomputer, and I've got a better VR camera, so technically I can start making VR videos again. And I think one of the best VR videos I'm probably going to make is like travel ones, where I'll travel to really remote areas, hard to get places, where people want to see what it's like there, but they can't. And when you film it, like especially the ones up north, it never shows everything. And like no matter what camera angle you use, it's going to look like shit. So I was like, fuck man, the only way I can really make it watchable is if I can show every angle, like someone's actually there. So yeah, that's what I'll probably start doing. Maybe next summer. Like, not to be morbid about it, but really I'm only going to be able to look after my uncle for so long before it's like out of my control. Where yeah, he'll reach a point where he needs more medical attention than I can offer. So when we reach that point, as sad as it'll be, at least I'll be able to start doing stuff in life again. We'll start traveling more. Oh fuck man, should we play this one? What I was doing was trying to organize the teams. Yeah, let's try that. I think we can make it all the way to the third stage, but we can't beat the third one. Let's try it. See, now I got a new strategy when it comes to fighting these 3 arena matches. I focus on the first round, making a team that can beat them. Then what I do with that team is I try cutting it down, cutting it down, cutting it down, so I can just barely squeak past the first team, and then use all the heroes that I have left to build the second team. And then if I can beat it, then I start cutting it down, cutting it down, cutting it down, until it gets to the point where I can just squeeze past the first two teams, and then use whatever heroes I have left to build the third team. So you can see here, like, I'm beating the first team almost, but just like barely squeaking past them. I think what the problem I have now is I didn't save enough attack for the third team. So we're going to need some heroes that can pack a little bit more punch in order to beat the third team. And who knows, like half the time I don't even beat the first team, so I'm really just barely squeaking past it. There we go. So yeah, maybe I can take out some attack there, because Sea King, he's got a pretty good punch if I could save him for the third battle. Alright, let's see if we beat the second one. Yeah, so did anyone else have a pretty wild weekend or what? My weekend was just preparing for winter, and what do you know, it fucking snowed on Sunday. Right now outside, there's just like a layer of slush, but I think I might still have to go shovel it. I'll check with my boss. We actually get all our work notifications on Facebook. I swear that's why I'm on Facebook all the time. It has nothing to do with staring at the hot babe pictures. Whoa, my boss is so funny. Hey, it looks like we got another new worker. Yeah, I hope it's a nice guy. I don't know, I'm a pretty hard person to get along with at work because I'm very stubborn. And I hate taking fucking orders from people. I'm like one of those old people that as soon as a young person starts telling them what to do, I'm like, damn you young people. So yeah, I'm horrible when it comes to working with others. This year I actually almost had a nervous breakdown with one of the guys I was trying to work with because yeah, he's younger than me and we kept arguing all the time and it was not going well. Yeah, thank God, like I apologized to him, he apologized to me. You could tell there's still a lot of awkwardness between us, but at least we tried to make up. Man, oh man. That's how I figure. As much as shit goes to shit, you really got to try to not burn bridges, and even if you can't stand working with someone, try to finish on good terms. Now, I think what it was is he had been working in the same business as me for a long time, and I've been working in the same business, and we almost had like opposite ideas of how stuff should be done. So it's like you could imagine two people that are like pros for years doing what they've been doing, just butting heads all the time. It was pretty intense. Yeah, thank God we made it through without coming to blows. I actually had to leave and just go to the truck and sit and relax for a while because I was like, I was ready to fucking start throwing shit. Well, actually I did throw some shit, but at least I didn't throw it at anyone. Oh God, yeah, and it was because one of our shifts was like totally physically exhausting. So it's like you combine being stressed out with being totally physically exhausted. And I was like, yeah, I was at nervous breakdown point. It was pretty bad. At least I can laugh about it now. Hopefully he can too. Oh man, this battle. Maybe it's because I boosted up levels, but it seems like we're doing a little better. Famous last words. Boom. Come on, I want to take out their fucking healer, man. If we can take out the healer, we might stand a chance. Take down Gus. You can do it. Alright, so what are we going to be doing after this dungeon battle? Maybe let's try burning some of the scrolls, eh? Oh yeah, and I was thinking like all the goals that I wanted to achieve for the show before the Christmas holidays, like getting the new merch, the new coins, getting the new song, getting the website updates. Fuck man, I only got 15 days until I'm supposed to relax and start partying again. So yeah, we're gonna have to put the hammer down and try getting some shit done. Oh yeah, my boss said that I don't have to work tomorrow, but he usually always fucks that up. Like every time he says that, oh, you won't have to work, he like messages, he's like, oh shit, sorry, everyone, you gotta work. So even though he told me that I don't have to work tomorrow, I can almost guarantee like it's gonna be a 4 a.m. start time. Shouldn't be laughing, but man, it's gonna happen. Now, to be fair, like, I guess a lot of work will keep me out of trouble. No, I was joking that I was kind of adapted to not smoking weed and never drinking booze for like 3 months now, but to be fair, but people like weed and they say it's got some medical properties to it. I fucking keep getting headaches, man. And it's really starting to get to me. Like, I've pretty much had a migraine headache every day for fucking 3 months. Or 2.5 months now. Like there was the occasional day, like maybe 1 or 2 a week where it wasn't really bad, but fuck man. If I go back to vaporizing weed and all of a sudden I don't get migraines anymore, I'm gonna be so happy and it's gonna be such a bitch for quitting weed next time. Cause man, fucking headaches, man, they suck. And the worst part of it too is it's only like a mild migraine, so I can feel it, but it's usually not enough to like make me stop doing stuff until I do a lot of stuff. And then all of a sudden it reaches a point where I feel like I'm gonna throw up and I'm like, fuck, gotta take some Tylenol and relax. So I don't know what's causing the migraines. Hopefully it's nothing serious. I was thinking at first it was just withdrawal, but I shouldn't be still going through withdrawal like fucking 2.5 months later. That's a little bit excessive. No, it's a shame, eh? Like, fuck, man. We almost beat this level. We did some damage to them. I bet you if I could swap in Sea King instead of this bearded guy, we might actually beat this level, eh? Should we try it? I'll skip that way all the way back around. We'll try one more battle at it, and we'll try switching that around. Him for Sea King. I don't think it'll be enough, but we'll try it. I'm pretty sure we won't even beat Team 1 unless we got Sea King. Alright, so Naked HD is back. What happened to your name? I could have swore it was something different. Now just make sure if anyone's clicking the spam that 18 plus, and it's probably a virus. If you want the real best sex machine, don't forget, it's in our description link below. It's the Virtual Mate sex machine. It's a video game type sex machine, hooks up to your computer. And yeah, it's 18 plus. Some people love it, some people hate it. So just beware, not everyone's going to be their cup of tea. It's not quite at the Demolition Man unit, but I think they're getting closer and closer to it every update. No, and how did I get the unit? I had to send the money. Oh yeah, and the promo code that I got for it is Lying BS. And N, I think, something. But it's not Lying BS. It's actually a real coupon code. They custom made it for the show, I think. And yeah, I do get a pretty decent kickback from it. So if everyone wants to use it, really appreciate it. It's a perfect thing for lockdowns. If anyone hasn't heard, all the countries that have been forced to take in these, they're getting huge outbreaks again. Like, you know, the third booster or whatever it's called. So not to say that that's the cause, but you gotta wonder. You look at China, right? Like, they haven't even taken any mRNA yet, and they never had any big waves. So it's like very suspicious of what is going on. But I just have to say, I totally agree with the CDC and the World Health Organization. I can't disagree with them, even if I wanted to. Alright, we actually beat the first team. We didn't need Sea King. That's fucking epic. I think we even did better, if I had to argue. No, I'm just hoping, like, maybe these things are the best for everyone, and I'm just totally way off the mark on that. The only thing that makes me wonder is, like, you got a business model to keep your company going, right? So what do companies do? They follow a business model that keeps their company more and more profitable. So if you have a company that's profiting from people getting sick and needing more and more of these, would they actually release something that would end all of their profits? Would they? I don't even think they would be allowed to, even if they wanted to, right? All their shareholders would be like, no, no. So that's the one thing I was thinking, like, if anyone really wants to think, like, how the hell are we ever going to end the world situation and get back to normal? There's actually one very basic way that anyone could do, and I think it would actually work. Well, hypothetically. You know what it is? As people and citizens, as part of a country and part of a government system, what we're allowed to do is, like, go down to City Hall and, like, make a new law. And then people have to vote on it and shit, get the new laws put into practice. But that's, like, something that anyone can do. You don't even have to be a politician. It's like, if you got a good idea for a law, you can fight to get it put into practice. So if we want a new law, like, how people are wondering, how could a new law actually end this whole world situation? Well, the whole world situation is based on one problem. And what is that problem? That these are very, very profitable. Like, we're talking like trillions of dollars profitable. So if we wanted to make a new law that could fix all the problems, make it so these have to be mandatory, non-for-profit, so that no one can profit from selling these. And now a lot of people are like, oh, they're not even for sale. It's like, well, technically, you don't have to pay for it directly, but our governments are paying these companies like $80 a shot in some cases. So yeah, that's where we're running into the problem. As long as these are profitable, there'll always be new gain-of-function research projects. Not to say that's what caused this, but... So yeah, if all of a sudden, like, anyone went down to City Hall, got a law passed so that these are no longer profitable, guess what happens? All of a sudden the gain-of-function projects all end. And then all of a sudden no one's forcing you to take these because they're not making any money off of it. Right? Yes, we beat it. So I was thinking, we don't always have to be down the dumps, so we'll never get the old normal back. Really, all it's going to take is one law change. As soon as that one law is changed, boom, we're back to the old normal. Well, it might take a few months or years for whatever gain-of-function projects we're already going to die down, but yeah, as soon as those are all finished, hopefully we won't get any new ones. That'd be fucking sweet. So yeah, as much as I get down the dumps, like, I haven't really gone out of my house since 2018 in August. Back when I had my work accident, had to do the rehab for 2 years, and then the pandemic started right after. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've been outside doing shit. And I do got quite a bit of anxiety just even thinking about going back to doing normal stuff. But I've actually started to get dreams at night where I'm dreaming about going on holidays to, like, Italy and stuff, or British Columbia. And I'm like, man, maybe these dreams are trying to, like, warn me that it's not going to be all doom and gloom forever. I'll be able to use my passport again one day. One day. It's just going to take some time. Or take someone who's got the nerve to go down to City Hall and pass that law. And I think that law would have to be a little bit more than City Hall, too. Probably have to go to Parliament or whatever the fuck that shit's called. But who knows, that Senator Rand Paul guy, at least we got him fighting for us. It's like, I know a lot of people probably don't agree with him, but man, he's a fucking doctor, he's a senator, he's a very smart guy. So a lot of people can't say that he's like some lunatic that doesn't know what he's talking about. Although that's what Fauci says to him all the time. Yeah, you gotta give Fauci some credit too. Maybe he is just trying as hard as he can. Like, really, he's a senior that's been working at the same job his whole life. And maybe it's just kind of, you know how you get stuck in the same job for too long, right? Kind of gets to you. Or look what it did to Pat and Ian. Like, fucking Ian, he worked at that game store, Luna, for so long. Now he can't stand video games. He hates everything about the retro community. And he used to love it. So it's like, yeah, you gotta be careful where you take jobs. If you take it where you're passionate about, it can backfire. I don't know. I don't think we're going to beat this next dungeon round, eh? This one's a hard one. Alright, so we're going to have to get back to some actual scroll draws. I know I beat the level and said I was going to do the scroll draw after, but I wanted to see how hard the next one was. And it's fucking hard as hell. What we'll have to do is probably bring Sea King back. If we put him in the front row team, might be enough to do it. Well, yeah, if anyone's wondering what updates I did yesterday that actually improved the teams, I went into the booster and I boosted up the green party. So green is able to be a bit stronger now. Oh, fuck yeah, that's what I forgot too. I'm pretty sure if once we unlock Santa Claus today, we're going to be able to link him to Genie's DNA. So that'll be a big upgrade today as well. I've been looking forward to Genie's upgrade. Oh, I better watch where I'm putting my hands now. I keep forgetting the camera's lower. Now, sometimes I like to put my hand in my waist pocket. It's not going where you think it is. You know that some people like to put their hand on their belt buckle or whatever? I swear that's what's happening. Oh yeah, let's share the good news that I had from Clone Evolution. If anyone's a non-depositor player, check out this guy. He's kind of bragging a bit, but I think he has the rights to brag here. He did a really good job. Let's show off what Andre did. Yeah, this battle's going to take forever and we're not going to win it. Alright, so here's Andre. Let's make it bigger so we can see it. That's what she said. Alright, so Andre, he says he's been playing for 1 year, which I'm kind of skeptical. Almost seems like 1 year and 11 months. But no, he's been playing for 1 year, free to play. Not to say you shouldn't deposit. It does make the game way easier. But yeah, he says patience is the key. Look at the fucking team he built. He's got that hero, which is really hard to get. That hero, which I'm a little skeptical is good, but some people say she's good. He's got Bifel. He's got Genie, all the way up to 1 red star already. He's got the shark guy, which I don't have. And he's got Skatey. So if I had to look at the heroes that he has that I don't, he has all good ones except for Genie, which is the one that I have. So man, I think if everyone else thinks, did he build a good team for a free-to-play person in 1 year? I think so. Like my team, I'd say we'd probably beat his team, but not by much. Like if you had to go like actual hero-wise, his team has better heroes. She's better, he's better, he's better. If you go by the fucking, what is it, the Hunger Games victories. Alright, let's skip this shit. We're just getting our asses wiped. Not in a good way. Oh yeah, I forgot the most important dungeon battle. Or did I? Let's check. Alright, so we can consume some heroes. So let's do that first before we make some heroes, because we won't have room then. And we can boost up the green team. So let's boost them up. We'll make 35 green robots. Yes. Now I think one of the things I'm going to do before I start getting hammered and drinking and smoking and vaping again. Well, not smoking cigarettes, just vaping. But once I get back into a little bit of a destructive life policy, before I do, I'm going to get another camera going for the show. So at least I can stand up for part of the show. That'll be sweet. I had it before, but I had 2 computers to do it. I'm going to try to set it up with 1 computer. I'm pretty sure I can pull it off. Famous last words. You know, I actually got some good advice in my fortune cookie when I went to visit my dad for his birthday. My fortune cookie, actually, the fortune said, don't promise too much that you can't deliver on. And I was like, fuck, man. That's always the mistake I'm making. It's like, damn Chinese, do they know everything? I'm just kidding. But no, man, that really hit the nail on the head. I got to stop promising or over-promising. I keep setting the bar a little bit too high than what I can actually reach. I know I'm just optimistic sometimes. I like to raise the bar high, but I really got to stop over-promising. Especially to women. I know sometimes women I make promises to and I can never keep them. It's fucking, I gotta stop being like that. Alright, so let's see. Now, it's kind of mean to lead people on, especially about really big promises. Alright, let's see. 4. That was pretty good. Alright, let's do a couple arena challenges, get those finished. No, let's go with the Gene Lab. Alright, well, we'll start with, yeah, let's do the 10 draw reds, because we had a pretty shit show last draw. Maybe they'll feel sorry for us and give us some better ones. Yeah, fucking right. But anyways, let's see. Before we do that, let's go quick and get the sponsor message done.
Today's red scroll draw is brought to you by Crack. Crack, it'll fuck you up.
I know some of the ladies like the baby voice, other ladies hate it, so can't please everyone. I'll try to remember to turn it off after I use it. That's what she said. Alright, no, before we do it now too, let's give a quick shout out to the sponsors. Oh, we just did that. I meant patron. Suki, Dan, Jim, Ray, Travis, and everyone else at Patreon. Really appreciate it. And let's do the affiliate links too while we're at it. Patreon, Society 6, finishing quick is my specialty. Saying that comes on t-shirts, bed sheets, both popular with the ladies. Trying to get my new merch done, but I shouldn't promise too much because it's going to be near impossible to do it. But anyways, Hideout TV, it'll pay you to watch videos. Swagbucks will pay you to shop. GameKit pays you to play games. And free Bitcoin. It's a wallet system for crypto. And just remember, there's also BetFury link below. Both of them kick ass. Both of them have casinos. And both of them give free loot boxes where you can get tiny bits of crypto and start putting it in a wallet. So just be careful if you start gambling. If you're a gambling addict, you probably want to stay clear altogether. And just make sure you follow your regional laws. Some people aren't even allowed to use crypto and all that jazz. And all the laws for all these, including the virtual mate, which we talked about. And oh yeah, and there was the coupon code for the $10 off or 150 or more. It is lying BS and not lying bullshit. It is actually real. Alright, my website, hopefully we'll get some updates on it before Christmas. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about my website updates. We should do the travel vlog stuff. I'll add that to it too. That's a good idea. Alright, so let's get back to the game. Alright, where did we leave off the game? Oh yeah, we're going to do a scroll draw of 10. You know what I was thinking? If we really fight to get the next round of Vibram coins, we're getting damn close to another 3 red draw of scrolls, or 10 draw of red scrolls. All we have to do is buy 3 in the store. So if 3 come up for sale again before this contest is over, I might actually do it. I know I hardly have any purple jewels, so I'll tap us out, but who knows? We'll see. Alright, without further ado, let's see who we get. Is it Doomsday? Ah, bless me. Now, if anyone's wondering if that is a cough or a sneeze, it actually is a sneeze. I know when I listen to the replay, it sounds like a cough. I can see why people think it is. Whew. Why am I sneezing when I mention Doomsday? Usually when you sneeze, it's a sign of something you fantasize about. Some people, when they sneeze, it happens to be when they think about naked people. Or some people sneeze when they think about food. I know I'm one of those people where I used to love food so much when I was starving myself that if I came near the fridge, first thing, I would sneeze. Right, anyways. I got into the occult research so bad. Anytime I started to get into like ancient mystery stuff, I would just sneeze. Anyways, let's do a 10 draw. Ooh, pretty shit show. I can't say it was total shit. We do need some founding fathers. We do not need Van Gogh. And I'm pretty sure we don't even need Kim. But we did get the chick with big boobs. So it's not all bad. And we got Little Charlie. Old Stinger, you made it just in time for watching the 10 draw of shit. If only you got here sooner. You could have crossed your fingers. Nah. The one good hero I think is the Founding Father, because I do need a few copies of him. And I know you can buy them from the store, but I'd rather save the money. Oh shit, we got enough to do another one of these. Alright, this is where Alt Stinger's good luck comes in. If I had to guess, remember last time I guessed what hero it was going to be? Let's see if I can guess this time. I bet you it'll be the Hot Nurse. Does anyone else want to guess who it's going to be? The Hot Nurse is like one of the most common ones. If I had to choose one that I really want, yeah, it could have been worse. I know I've gotten way worse 10 draws. Alright, so if I wanted to pick the all-time hero that I want, it'd be Rock God. If they gave us Rock God with this, I'd be super happy. Alright, thanks, Alt Stinger. We got the good luck now going. Alright, let's hope for Rock God, but it's going to be Hot Nurse. Oh, Cleopatra. I knew it was going to be some hot chick. Man, she's got a nice bounce to her. You got to give her that. I don't know if anyone watched that latest Bellator event. I covered it on my YouTube channel. Man, the chick that fights in that, man, she knows how to bounce. Or dance, I should say. Her twerking at the end, holy shit. That was some of the best twerking I've seen in a while. Damn. Now, I like how Clone Evolution does that. All the hot babe characters, they're always got some good bounce to them. Alright, get my mind out of the gutter. I clearly need to get out more. Computer animations are doing it for me. Alright, we got Santa. I'm pretty sure we have enough to make Santa. Let's check. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we got another round of red scroll draws, that'd be 60 points, which would put us up to 93. And we actually have enough, what is it? We got enough brown scrolls that we could push it. So really, I think we will actually. We'll go for that. But what's probably going to happen is I'll have to do it Wednesday night or Thursday morning when the game switches over. Because you know when the game switches over, the next event starts, and then one of the prizes is red scrolls. So that's probably what I'll have to do. Or we'll buy it from the store. But for the time being, let's make Santa. It'll be an early Christmas this year for us. We get to generate some Santa Claus. Let's clone Santa. Ho, 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 ho. Hose. Yeah, Santa Claus. Oh, ho. And if anyone's wondering, Santa Claus, he sucks at fighting, but man, is he one of the best ingredients. You need him to make the best heroes. So that's why I really should have never made Hermes, but hey. Now I can say, speaking of hoes, Naked HD has another message for everyone. I know I should ban people, but I need all the chat I can get in YouTube. So Naked HD, just try to keep it clean as much as you can. At least cleaner than me. That's not saying much. Alright, let's see. Now, at least add in some real talk, too, for a change. Yeah, live and learn. Lots of living, not so much learning. Alright, let's go to the DNA, see who I can link them. I'm pretty sure it's Genie. Ho, 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 ho. Yes, it is. The ho, ho, ho is for Genie. Let's see, what is it going to give us? When under attack, there's a 23% of possibility of rendering the attacker dizzy for 2 rounds. So if I'm using him as a tank, that's actually a really good thing to have. Alright, let's link him. At least it doesn't burn him, right? We can come back and get him anytime we want. Booyakasha. Come on, link. There we go. Doesn't even do some fancy animation. I really got to upgrade that one, but I just don't have the jewels to do it right now. Alright, but what I do have the money for, let's upgrade him a bit in stars. 5, that's not too bad. 30, that's not too bad either. Alright, so there we go. Now we got a 3-star Santa that's helping Genie out with a fairy tale relationship. Power level 4. It's like all my relationships. They're about as real as a fairy tale. Oh, I gotta stop picking on myself so much. It's just so damn easy. Alright. Let's go with this. Let's do some extra battling. Now, if anyone's wondering, I did beat that level we were stuck at last time. But yeah, what happened was I beat that. By the time I beat it, all of our heroes were dead, and we only had a team with like weakness, and we couldn't beat the next level after it anyways. Alright, so let's see. We got Genie in there. Let's put him in the second position, because now he's apparently going to stun people. That'd be fucking epic. And let's put in the extra healer. It's kind of nice to get that extra healing. We'll save some of our other tanks and attack people for later, because we're just going to wipe the floor with them anyways. Hopefully. Oh boy. Now I should not be tired because I got a lot of sleep this weekend. Even had a nap today. That was one thing I hoped when I quit smoking weed for 3 months, that I wouldn't need naps anymore. And apparently it wasn't the weed. I still need naps. Hopefully it's not diabetes, but my doctor said I don't really need to get tested for diabetes because I just did. And he's like, yeah, you don't have to repeatedly get tested for it, so who knows? Who knows how accurate even those tests are? Now, I was thinking two things. It was either diabetes or smoking too much weed. And it turned out to be neither. Or maybe it's just age, right? You reach a certain age and you need more naps. Or it's probably my sleep apnea. That's what'll do it too. I found one good way to sort of counter some of my sleep apnea is if I do a set of 100 sit-ups just before bed. It tends to open up my breathing passages a little better because I'm totally out of breath from working out. So not to offer medical advice, but if anyone wants to try breathing through their nose better when they're trying to go to sleep, I don't know, it seems to work for me. Now obviously not everyone's going to be doing the same amount of sit-ups. Some people be doing more, some less, but whatever gets your blood flowing. Now I used to do those nose strips, like you put on a nose strip and it holds your nose open. But then I started to realize it wasn't so much that part of my nose, but the cavity that connects your nose to your throat. For some reason, that cavity in my nose will seal. So it's like when I lay down and try to sleep, I literally can't breathe through my nose. It fucking sucks. But some days I can, so I don't even know what's really causing it. I don't know, like there was one trick to get that to open is if you move your jaw forward. Joe Rogan talks about it all the time because he used to have the same problem, but he got one of those mouth guards that moves his chin forward when he sleeps. And there's a good way to test to see if you actually would improve your sleep if you got one of those. They say try to make a snoring noise, like on purpose, and then try making that same noise, but doing it with your chin forward. Like move your chin as far forward as you can. And if you can't make the snoring noise anymore, then there's a good chance that one of those mouth guards would actually improve how you sleep. See, I can't even do the snoring noise with it forward. I don't know if that's like a legitimate medical test, but that's one of the sales pitches I heard for selling those. And it seems like it's one of those tests that you can do, and it's like it actually seems to work. Oh yeah, if anyone wants to hear the weird dreams that I had last night. Last night I was dreaming that I was in some country in Europe. And I think it was like Rome or Paris or something. And we were like at one of these big restaurant hotels. And we're like sort of eating in the restaurant, looking out the windows at all the sights. And my brother was commenting, he's like, hey, this isn't very impressive. We can see rivers anywhere and stuff. So I'm looking out at the river. I'm like, man, this river's fucking amazing. My brother's just a jackass. But then the background, like, you know how like you look at a river and there's stuff behind it? It was weird. Like there was like a village or some sort of weird background behind the river. And it was moving too. Just like how the river moves and flows, the background behind it was like moving. And I was commenting that it was moving really fast and looked weird. So yeah, that was a weird dream. I don't know what it signifies. The only thing I can think of is part of our western provinces are getting a lot of flooding lately, so maybe it was something to do with that. I know some people just ignore their dreams, or they don't try to come up with any significance of how they relate to your real life, but I don't know, mine have related to real life so many times, or I just get really good at making up stuff to make it relate. Looking for patterns where there really is none. Alright, so far so good. Genie's looking like he's doing well. Oh shit, man, look at the battle we're facing. Almost all 3 red stars. What the fuck, man? We just started. It's like we're not going to make it far in the campaign this time. I better keep my hand next to the pause button. Boom, boom, boom. Now, I think we're going to be in a rough situation because we're fighting that Scorpion King, and he usually poisons you really bad, right? So far, so good. Boom! Wow, even Suzo packing a punch. That's why I like having the double healers. The double healer party seems to be pretty effective. It's a lot of cases the other team just can't kill me fast enough to keep up with the healing. The only way they can is if they really kill me in one hit. And unless it's a one-hit kill, they're just not going to kill me. Or unless it's one of those reflective magics. Oh fuck, right when I jinxed it, now we're almost dead. Oh, there we're back. I don't know, if I had to guess, we're going to beat this, but I want to come out of it with no casualties. I would just skip it, but I don't know how we're going to do, so I have to keep my hand on the pause button just in case. Because if half of our heroes die, I don't want to skip it. Then we'll be fucked for the next round. Not in a good way. Alright, victory. Yes! Finally, this match isn't as bad. Oh, we do got a 2 red star, but hopefully it won't be the end of the world red stars. Alright, you know the only person that I really got to link some DNA with is fucking Alice. Still don't have her DNA linked. I got to create that shark red hero. As soon as I create him and link him to her, that should be a huge improvement. Because Alice was pretty much an invincible tank, but now some of the dungeon battles we're getting to are actually strong enough to kill her. So she really does need her DNA now. Before it was kind of just overkill. No, I think Genie's ability is working, right? We're seeing more and more of the enemies stunned. There we go, Sea King's down. Boom! Yeah, there goes Scorpion King. Now, if anyone's wondering if you can actually make hash just from weed leaves without even using the buds, I did, but it doesn't seem like it's very good hash, and it smells like leaf really bad. It almost smells like it's just like leaves, not even really hash. And obviously I haven't tried it yet because I'm not smoking weed yet till December, so we got another 2 weeks and then I'll test it out. And if it turns out it's actually good tasting, I'd be shocked. But who knows, maybe it's not as bad tasting as it smells. Now I looked at a few videos online and most people don't bother making it out of leaves. They usually just use the leaves for edibles. And they don't bother trying to make hash out of it. Which I can see why now. The smell of leaf is not good. Boom! Come on, we just can't kill them, eh? What's going on here? The only thing I'm thinking is maybe Genie's keeping them all alive. What we might have to do is let this battle run all the way through, and then we'll come back and we'll take out one of the healers, and we'll put in someone with a better attack punch. So maybe Sea King or maybe Monk. I'm so glad that I didn't get rid of Monk, because as shitty as he was, now that I've given him the DNA, he actually does pack a good attack punch. So he doesn't work good for all battles, but the ones he does, yeah, he's really good. Boom, there we go. I'm starting to debate too if I want to make another Suzo and then boost Suzo up to 3-star. If anyone's got reasons why I shouldn't make Suzo 3-star, I know a few of them that I shouldn't, but Suzo 3-star is very tempting. I'm kind of surprised too, like the more and more I play, I notice a lot of people really don't make Suzo. If I had a 3-star Suzo, that'd be a pretty rare person to have. It kind of reminds me of, was it Pericles? Or the other electric hero, who was it? The Wright brothers. Because yeah, I used to love having an electric hero that could just hit everyone. Pericles was good at that. And that's pretty much what I got going with Suzo. I'm always living in the past. Boom. Yeah, and if anyone's got some good PS2 games that they think I should try, maybe they want to see me stream, let me know. I'm going to actually hook up my PS2 for streaming, probably once I get the hard drive going. Because once I have the hard drive going and I can put on more of the games that I own, yeah, then we can do some pretty wild streaming. I know I probably should be streaming more modern games, but it's hard for me to like modern games. A lot of them I really just don't like. I even tried getting into Fortnite, but man, I couldn't win at all. And I miss like being the best player, so like trying to play a game where I just lose every time, it's just not addictive to play at all. I'm like, fuck man, I'd rather lose at a casino than play Fortnite. I know Fortnite's one of those games where I probably could have got better if I would have invested more money and more time into it, but I kind of like being the best right off the bat, where I don't have to do that. I don't even have to be the best, even if I'm like a mediocre player. I just can't stand it when I'm the worst. Especially when I went to play laser tag. I don't know if anyone's played laser tag in real life. I went to play that for my first time, and out of like 30 kids at a birthday party, and me as an adult, guess what score I got? I got fucking last place. All the kids beat me. Fucking bitches. Game crashed. Alright, let's load up the Vaporizer commercial. We'll come right back after this loads. Welcome back, everyone. I was just reading something on Facebook. Swear I wasn't looking at boob pictures again. But anyways, yeah, Andre responded to my comment on his Clone Evolution team. He says, wow, he didn't know the VIP helps so much. So he'll be sure to aim for VIP 3 so that he can open chests. He actually has over 100,000 points to open. That's what I was thinking. Dear God, man, he must have saved up so many chests. Like, I'll show you what he's talking about. If you go to Gene Bank and you see these chests up here, you can't open it until you actually get VIP level. So if you don't buy the VIP level, this meter up here just keeps building up bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and he's already got it up to like 100,000 points. So he'll be able to open shitloads of chests. I know, that's what I did. I actually played the game for like, I don't know, 9 months before I got VIP level, so that when I opened it, yeah, I had shitloads of chests too. We even did an episode about it if someone wants to jump in the archive. Yeah, this was funny. If you save up a whole bunch of these chests, it seems like they give you way better heroes, rather than if you just open one after one after one after one, sort of like doing 1 draws instead of 10. Although sometimes the 1 draw on the red actually works, but I've never seen it work on the brown. Brown, if you do 1 draws, it's just shit every time. Someone might have found an exception, but I sure haven't. Yeah, so good luck to Andre. Hopefully he makes his deposit and enjoys the VIP properties. Because, yeah, VIP is pretty epic. Fuck, man. What the hell's going on? I thought I had my Discord open and it closed and then it opened. There we go. Alright, let's see. What do we got? Daily tasks. We completed the expedition. Oh, fuck. We didn't do the arena battles yet. So let's do those quick. We'll finish them quick. My specialty. Oh, they gave us another brown straw. Or scroll. How nice. Straw. Now, it was funny how people are debating the whole straw situation. They're like, oh, I love plastic straws. Or, oh, I love these paper straws. Gotta save the environment. But to be honest, man, I can't stand straws of any kind. So when people are having that debate, I'm like, fuck it, man. I don't want to be sucking some hose. Get your mind out of the gutter. If you ever hear a lady who loves straws, it's like, yeah, that's my kind of girl. Oh, God, man. When am I ever going to get my mind out of the gutter? I swear, never. Do. Now, I don't know if anyone heard the horror stories of what those environmentally friendly straws have, how many people they've killed. I was surprised. Like, I didn't even realize the whole reason that people invented plastic straws. Do you know why? It turns out that if you make straws out of other materials other than plastic... Hey, here's Dimitri. He's in the Lelanders Guild. Should be easy to beat. Sorry, Dimitri. Now, it turns out the reason that... Oh, fuck, Joker. I thought I was able to beat them. Son of a whore. Not that there's anything wrong with that. No, the reason that they were making plastic straws was a safety reason. And it turns out if you make your plastic straw, like your straw to plastic, it's like 10,000 times safer than the next nearest material. And people are wondering, like, what the fuck? What does it matter if a straw is safe or not? You know what it is? I wish I had a glass here where I could demonstrate. Sadly, I didn't even know this was a thing until I found out people are dying from it. Alright, say you have a drink and you have a straw. I don't have a straw here, but I got a pen. So, see how a pen is like really sharp at the top and you put it in a bottle? All of a sudden it's sticking up. So here's the problem. If you have a straw that's like really sharp and sticking up and it's in a bottle, guess where it usually is? It's usually in front of you on a table or something, right? So guess what happens? Someone will be getting up from a table and like they'll push on the arms of their chair, or they push on the edge of the table, or they just get up and slip. But whatever it is, sometimes their hand slips or they're getting up and they slip. They do a face plant. And if you face plant and you got a straw right in front of you that's super sharp, guess what happens? It stabs you in the fucking face. So that's what's been happening, is these people that try to save the environment and they get straws made of like glass, metal, wood. Like there's all these other alternatives other than plastic. The thing with a plastic straw, if you fall on it and your face goes into it, the straw just bends because it's made out of plastic, right? So what happened is this one lady, I imagine it's happened to lots of people, is she was getting a drink from the kitchen and her whole family's like in the living room watching TV or whatever. And yeah, she's like getting a drink and she puts a straw in and it's a fucking metal straw. So what happens is she's walking back to the living room with her drink in her hand and she slipped on the kitchen floor and she did a face plant right into her straw. Guess where it got her? Fucking went right through her eye, stabbed her in the brain, and she died. So I was like, her family came running in when they heard her fall in the kitchen, and she's literally gurgling in a puddle of blood on the fucking ground. Why? Because the fucking environmentalists murdered her. I shouldn't blame the environmentalists, man, but those fucking lunatics. Like telling people they can't have a plastic straw. Why? Because they're worried about plastic getting in the ocean. Have they even heard where plastic comes in the ocean? There's only 3 rivers in the entire world where plastic gets into the ocean. And they're in Africa, India, and Asia. So it's like this woman in North America, she was not at any risk of damaging the environment by using a fucking plastic straw. Could have fucking saved her life. But no, she listened to the fucking Green Party. And her whole family had to see her die in a fucking pool of blood. It's like, dear God, man. God, I hope she rests in peace. It's fucking. I know the environmentalists, they got the right, like, mindset. Well, I shouldn't say the right mindset. They got good intentions. They want to try to save turtles from, like, getting straws stuck in them. But unless you're polluting in India and Africa and Asia, it's just not happening here. Like, in North America, we got garbage dumps. Like, our garbage literally goes into the dump. It's not like in India where they just pull up the dump trucks and dump it right into the river. So it's like we're not allowed to dump our shit in rivers here, right? So this whole idea that plastic is horrible for the environment, yeah, it is horrible for the environment, but not here. It's only in certain countries where they don't have the same laws we do. I know some people argue that you'll see some plastic in the oceans and the rivers in America, but a lot of that's just washing in from other countries. Like, you know how like plastic floats around in the ocean? A lot of times in Vancouver, they get fucking garbage like washing up from Asia all the time. Which is weird, because you think China, they're pretty good with environmentalism. I know people make fun of China for it, but they're actually really strict about keeping things clean, other than the air. And even that, they're trying to improve. I don't know if anyone's seen that project that China did to clean up the air pollution in their country. They took a huge section of the desert and ran in water pipes so they could irrigate it. And they turned, like, I forget, like millions of acres of fucking desert into a forest. And why? Because they wanted it more trees to clean the air. So everything worked great for that plan, except their pollution only went down a little. And now all the neighboring communities are saying, where the fuck is all of our water going? And then like, oh, it's going into the desert to make a forest. So you gotta hand it to the environmentalists. They want to save animals and all that. Just, you gotta beware of the good intentions, right? Fucking pave the road to hell. That's where it paves. Oh man, can you imagine that family coming into the kitchen? It's like, Mom, what happened? What happened? The fucking environmentalists murdered your fucking mother so that they could save a turtle. Man, god damn him. Now, if anyone's wondering if that story is true, sadly it is. I remember reading about it, and I'm like, yeah, there's the fucking Green Party for you. Goddamn cult that murders people. I shouldn't laugh about it, but man, that Green Party, 9 times out of 10, every idea they have is some sort of either a scam to make money or to fucking murder people. Oh yeah, that was the latest article in Canada. Did you hear? They were bragging about how Canada is going to be switching to all electric cars. They literally banned the sale of gas vehicles, so we won't have any choice but to buy electric cars. And I think about 2 or 3 years, can't remember how many years. So people are like, oh wow, this is great for the environment. The Green Party, they know everything that's great. They're just helping. And then they had to release the study. And they're like, by the way, especially in Canada, the fucking electric cars are like 10 times worse polluters than gas. So it's like, here we got this idea that we're helping the environment. Electric cars are so much better. It's like, no, they're not. They're fucking way worse for the pollution. It's just another fucking scam. Now that's where a lot of these companies that make electric cars are fucking scamming money from the taxpayers. You know who one of the kingpins is at it? Elon Musk. I know I shouldn't make fun of Elon because I like a lot of his stuff that he does. PayPal is a great invention. Tesla cars, fucking shit show. At least they're fast, but man, they create so much pollution. Now, if anyone's wondering how the pollution problem from cars in Canada is so bad, we've got the lithium problem. Lithium is a fucking nightmare for the environment. Creates so much fucking slaves in countries like Africa and Afghanistan. Literally, the entire war that Biden started in Afghanistan is all about the fucking lithium mines. Because they need it. Like Canada, we banned the sale of fucking gas cars. So you're literally going to have to go bomb Afghanistan to fucking power your car. But anyways, so yeah, that's one thing is the lithium. The second problem in Canada is all of our electricity. Guess where it comes from? Nuclear fucking programs. And you know what the problem with nuclear is? There's nowhere to bury the nuclear waste. Absolutely nowhere. You know why? Because it's fucking super pollution. And people don't want it anywhere buried anywhere near them. So you know what the fucking government's plan was? This is where the native protest actually saved our ass. Is the government's plan was to dump all the nuclear pollution that was going to power these electric cars into the fucking Great Lakes. So they're going to dump all the fucking nuclear waste into the fucking world's biggest fresh water supply. I was like, oh my god, here we go, the Green Party again. Here to save the environment. Fuckers. No, thank god the natives managed to shut them down. They're like, fuck you, Green Party. Get your fucking green-ass cult ideas and go to some other place. To go fucking ruin their country. Now, maybe in some countries you're able to generate lots of electricity to power electric cars without having to use nuclear, but I highly doubt it. Maybe China could because they got the Yangtze Dam and it generates so much power, but other than that, like your fucking windmills and turbines or whatever they're called, they're not powering anything. Costs more electricity to run them than it does that they generate. Another fucking scam by the green cult. It reminds me of Darius. I don't know if anyone's seen Darius' show. When he talks about different video games, he has the same impression. He's like, man, another fucking cult. Yeah, if you want to check out his show, it's super offensive, and I think YouTube will shut him down soon, but if you want to enjoy something funny before it's gone, Darius, man, his fucking show is classic. No, he's super offensive to, like, handicapped people and shit, so I'm pretty sure that's not going to go over with YouTube very long. They'll probably shut him down mighty quick. I mean, I'm surprised his show hasn't got shut down already. No, Darius likes to make fun of like different YouTubers that have like really cheesy channels. I was kind of hoping he would make fun of my channel one day, but so far no good. He hasn't made fun of it yet. Yeah, his channel's called the Darius Truxton Show. He usually gets wasted in weed and then makes fun of shit. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I think he goes a little bit too far when it comes to making fun of handicapped people. Especially when he's making fun of people with like mental retardation. I'm like, man, that really hits a nerve for me. Because I gotta look after my uncle and he's got some of those issues, so kind of really hits home. But I'm one of those people that I think you should be able to make fun of anything. this idea of cancel culture is fucking bullshit. So, yeah, if he wants to make fun of my family, I guess all the power to him. I just won't laugh at those jokes. Man, oh man. We're just getting our asses kicked. Let's skip this. Can't fucking watch this losing any longer. Alright, we got some pass card action. I was really hoping that we'd be able to unlock a new level to play today, but it doesn't look like we're going to. What level are we at? 251. So we're still a little bit away from 252. Alright, so the ordinary clones, they want us to finish some of those. Fuck, man, if we don't have enough for a 10 draw. Sons of bitches. You know what I was thinking? One of the draws I forgot to do is we could do a massive draw of these blue heroes. But I was thinking what someone should do is message the Clone Evolution community and ask them to add an extra button. You know, you can do that slider meter, so they don't have to open one of these individually every time. So that you could open, like, say, 20 of them at once. Because, God, what a fucking shit show to have to open one after the other, one after the other, over and over. It's fucking annoying. Yeah, and we don't really need any extra heroes that are blue right now, so we'll wait. I wish they counted towards the meter, but they don't. Now, it's kind of sad that we got to wait so long to our next Santa fragment. Like, literally, when will the next one be? We get one every month, and we need 70. So it's what? Like, we're looking at 7 months until we can make another copy of Santa? God, that's a long time. I don't even know if I'll be playing the game in 7 months. If I had to guess, I'll be playing it still, but very infrequently at that point. Because hopefully I'll beat enough of the game that I'll move on to a new game. And I'll just play Clone Evolution once a week or stream it once a week in like 6 months. We'll see. I don't know, does anyone else do that with Clone Evolution? Do you like dream of the day that you're not addicted to it anymore? I keep thinking that once I beat the campaign, that's when I'll be able to throw in the towel. I'll be like, hey, I beat the entire campaign, even epic mode. Then I'll be like, alright, now I don't need to play it so much. I wonder how they have this set up. I bet you they got it set up so that it's going to take like another year before I beat the campaign completely. Because it's going so slow now. I wouldn't even be surprised if Epic takes like 2 years to beat. Oh, speaking of taking a long time to beat, I got a meme ready. I don't know if anyone's seen this meme today. It's a pretty good one. It was circulating on Facebook. Old computer games, like the ones back in my day, we used to buy drugs from gangs. Now we can just get them from the government. But anyways, back in my day, old computer games or video games, they couldn't be won. They just got harder and faster until you died. Just like real life. Wasn't that cheer everyone up? No, that's what I was thinking. When I was a kid, a lot of video games, they actually never ended. That meme is actually true. The game would just keep speeding up, and to the point where it gets so fast that you would just die. So I was like, really, there was no ending ever to the games. They literally didn't have any last level. It would just go on forever. Which you gotta kind of think, we actually went back to that programming when it comes to cell phone games or these games with in-app purchases. A lot of them are programmed the same way so that they never end. So you can always just keep depositing more and more money. That's pretty much how we've designed it now. Yeah, let's fight Hitler. We can take him down. You will die, Hitler! Hopefully I can still make fun of killing Hitler. Alright, so yeah, can we unlock another one of these? Maybe we should. Who am I thinking? Yeah, we really should. Let's go with lightning. Yeah, because really I'm going to have to unlock all these. Remember that was my plan? My plan was to use the Darwin lab and try to get a team, like our base team, so that they'd all be one hero class, like having 3 guys that were all green. So that way I could just boost up green, and then that would raise everyone else's level. But then I forgot that in order for them to go up higher in level, I'm going to have to boost up their class anyways. So that plan really wouldn't work. I was thinking the only thing I could do really is stop using green altogether. Like get a healer that's better than Freya, get a fighter that's stronger than Monk, and get a tank that's better than Ollie. So then I could just stop using green and then boost up levels other than green. But sadly I just boosted green even higher, so that was kind of the opposite of what I should have done. Dumb. Live and learn. Lots of living, not so much learning. Right, the other thing that we got a lot of recently is we got some 140 gear. So I was thinking maybe I should boost up someone's set and give them a full set of 150s. Like we do got one person with a full set of 150. And maybe we should make another one. Or what I could do is go to everyone who's got 140 sets and find someone who's missing a piece. Yeah, this guy's missing a piece. So we'll have to boost it up. Oh, he's missing a piece too. Alright, so now we got 2 other heroes that have full sets of 140. We'll have to go into the equipment lab and we'll boost it up. Now I was going to check for the other weapon, but I'm pretty sure everyone already had the other weapon, so my plan is to give everyone in our teams 140 gear, and once we do that, then I'll start making 150 gear. And not the dumb heroes, just the ones that are linked in the Darwin lab. Alright, so who else was it that I maxed? Oh yeah, him. Yeah, I like it when my memory works. Dear God, is it nice when it does. Well, it seems almost too easy. It's like, oh, now I can remember. It's so easy. The good old suffering and never having to be able to remember anything. Oh no, if anyone tuned in to my early episodes of Clone Evolution, is when I was still getting over my concussion issues. I guess I haven't gotten over them all yet, but man, was it ever way worse. Now, I couldn't believe it. When I went for an assessment to get my memory checked by the government insurance agency, they actually had the nerve to say that there was nothing wrong with my memory. And it was so funny because when I went in and did the test, I bombed the test. Like, one of the tests was like the lady's like, I'm going to take this pen, hide it somewhere in the room, show you where I'm hiding it, and then 30 seconds later, I'm going to ask you to find the pen. And I couldn't find it. And then she's like, okay. And I was like, so what happens? And she's like, oh, your memory's great. I'm like, what? I just failed the test. And she's like, yeah, you got nothing wrong with your memory. I'm like, okay, this is government insurance for you. Yeah, it was so embarrassing too, because it was like a really hot chick doing the test. And I like so wanted to impress her. And it was almost like she was impressed by stuff I was doing until I couldn't find the pen. And she's like, oh my God, it's like there's something wrong with you. And I'm like, hello, the concussion. Yeah, what an embarrassing task. Can you imagine not being able to find it? And she had like literally just showed me where it was. Maybe she thought I was like pretending that I couldn't find it. I don't know. That's why I find it funny too. My boss is like upset that I can't remember stuff at work. I'm like, man, you should have been there for the memory test. It's like they literally just told me where shit was, and like 30 seconds later I couldn't remember where any of it was. I shouldn't laugh, but man, it was hilarious. Dear God. Hey, live and learn. Lots of living, not so much learning. No, I was pissing a lot of the viewers off early on the show too. They're like, why can't you remember anything? I'm like, well, trying to get over a concussion. It's like, just hit your head with a fucking crowbar and see how well you can remember shit. Not that I'm actually recommending doing that. Oh. Yeah, I feel sorry for UFC fighters, man. People that don't realize, man, those UFC fighters, when they get concussions, they're like totally fucking their life over. Like, how much money would you really have to get in order to make not being able to remember shit worth it? Especially, like, not being able to remember anything. Like, that's really fucked. That's how I gotta thank the viewers. A lot of the viewers stuck with me and helped me through all the spots where I couldn't remember shit, so really appreciate everyone sticking through it, helping me out with that. Yeah, because with Clone Evolution, there's a lot of memory involved, and yeah, it was a rough go for a while. Still is through a certain point, but at least I've gotten a little better. Yeah, what I should have done is brought a camera in. I remember that someone warned me that for government insurance meetings. Like, whatever you do, they say make sure you bring a camera. Because they're like, the government insurance, they'll just lie, and lie. And I'm like, oh, surely the government health officials aren't that bad. Boy, did I learn that lesson the hard way. That's why when people are like, you don't trust this? And I'm like, it's not that I don't trust. It's the government health officials. They've like tried to screw me over so many times just in my life. I can imagine how many they've done to other people. Government health officials, man, you could have like 100 government official doctors, and I would take like a person, strangers off the street, advice over theirs. Dear God, man, those government officials, they're fucking ruthless. They'll just lie and lie and lie. That's all they ever fucking do. I don't even think they're capable of telling the truth. Even if they made money off of it, maybe then they could. That's the one thing I was thinking. If anyone ever asks, like, why I haven't gotten these yet, it is mainly anxiety for not being able to trust the government officials. If there was like ever a medical reason why I didn't take it, I'd be like, you know, I have a horrible phobia with not trusting the government at all, especially their health officials. Man, oh man, like if I had to rate how much I trust government officials, it'd probably be like 1 out of 1 billion. I don't even think they are capable of telling the truth. It's literally part of their job description to like lie and lie and lie. That's the only way they can get the job. So how would they ever tell the truth? I don't know. It'd be a stretch, that's for sure. Not to say that I never lie either. I lie all the time, but I try at least. And I'm capable of telling the truth sometimes. I hope. Man, oh man. Boom! Come on, I want to beat this level. See, that's the one thing I was thinking. If I ever was to go back in time and they wanted me to take all these, the only way I'd be able to do it is if the government had no plans in it at all. Like if it was just my family doctor came up to me and he's like, hey, you know, you should take this. I'd be like, okay, family doctor. But so as soon as it came to like the fucking government telling me, I was like, dear God, man, I can never trust a politician. If a politician told me that water was wet, I still wouldn't be able to believe him. I'd be like, holy fuck, water's been dry this whole time. I had no idea. Not to say that all politicians are bad, but I have met one really good politician. Actually, two. Borderline 3. Now, one of the guests I had on my podcast recently used to be a like ex-politician, so he was actually one of the coolest guys I talked to in years. So I definitely trust what he says. Not 100%, but a lot of what he says. Yeah, his information was fucking mind-blowing. I still can't believe that podcast. I should go back and watch it again. There's probably some stuff that I forgot in it. Man, what's taking so long to kill this team? I can get it that Alice is hard to kill. Or maybe that other girl's already dead and her character is just sitting there and not doing anything. Oh no, she's there. Alright, I'm gonna have to go with the skip button here. Hopefully it doesn't kill our whole team, but... like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, there we go. Now we're killing her. Half dead. Alright, let's try to skip anyways. Holy fuck, we're over the 2-hour mark for the show. Wow, thanks so many people for still being tuned in. Alright, so yeah, let's do that. Let's give a shout out to everyone who's been in the chat while we finish this up. Augusto Pasco Basilio, welcome back to the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Warzard the Board, Time Lord. Yeah, his comments about Pat and Ian. Yeah, I love talking about Pat and Ian show. Thanks for giving your 2 cents on that. Oh, Bunny Dreamer, your stuff is really OP. I'm like one of those people that doesn't know acronyms too well, but I'm assuming OP is good, so thank you very much. I'll have to look it up. Oh yeah, Warzard the Board Time Lord wants me to ask Pat and Ian about 3DO. Yeah, I'll have to try to come up with some good question for a 3DO question for him. I'll work on that. Because yeah, 3DO is actually my favorite system. Now, to be honest, when I was a kid, I loved 3DO so much, I came up with an elaborate plan to steal a 3DO, and it was a horrible plan. What it was is we found out that there was this one place that rents the 3DO, like you could rent consoles, you could rent like a PlayStation, a 3DO, you could rent like whatever you wanted, sort of like how Blockbuster would rent consoles. But we found a horrible catch, like one of the flaws to their system is they did not require a photo ID in order to rent it. So what it almost convinced me to do was our plan was to get fake ID, which we had like other people's ID that we found in wallets on the ground, never returned it to them. So what I was going to do was make an account at the place, rent a few games, and then come back one day and rent the 3DO and then just not return it. And then when they tried to like find me and figure out where the 3DO was, I would just never go back because it was like a place with no photo ID. So they'd have no way of finding me. The only ID they would have was for someone else who wasn't me. But thankfully, when I went into the store and I was just about to rent the 3DO and tried the scam, the guys at the game store were like so nice that I was like, man, I can't do this. They're like such nice people. I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to have to try to save up and buy a 3DO. So I hate fucking having morals some days. Man, I could have had a 3DO. I'm just kidding. No, it was something like, yeah, it was some young teenagers, and he was talking to me about video games. Yeah, and he was like such a nice guy. And he was talking about how the store is just opened, and they're trying to scrape by. And I was like, fuck, man, I can't rip these people off. Thank God, when I think about it, that would have been one of the worst crimes I ever stole. So luckily, I never went through with it. No, and the reason that everyone was trying to steal 3DOs or get 3DOs back in the day is they were fucking expensive. I mean, like, they costed like $600 and some in Canada, and that was at a time when minimum wage was at like $5 an hour. So you're looking at like saving up for like a year to try to get enough money, especially if you had any bills you had to pay. So yeah, I almost did it. Thank God I didn't. No, it was one of my friends, actually, he bought the 3DO, and guess how he got it? He got it on a payment plan, so that he had to always do like monthly payments. And those payment plans that he did, it took years to pay it off. And he was so pissed off, because by the time he paid it off, it was worthless. So he's like, fuck man, I got the 3DO when it first came out, and everyone was so happy that he got it. And yeah, he would bring it to all the games nights, and we would all get drunk and smoke and play the 3DO. And we were playing it when it first came out, so it was like so epic. Yeah, 3DO I think was the first time where the home console was actually as good as the arcade. And that's why everyone liked it so much. Like, oh my god, it's actually as good as the arcade. Especially the Street Fighter. The Street Fighter that came out on 3DO, it was actually as good as the arcade. And that was the first time. Alright, victory. I don't know if anyone's gone back and tried to play the 3DO games again. I used to love Road Rash, but holy fuck, man, is that game a shit show these days. Like how it used to work, we'd have like 5 or 6 guys. We'd all be smoking and drinking, playing Road Rash. And we loved the game so much that we would wait for our turn. And it was like a 1-player game. And the races took like about a half an hour, like 20 minutes to a half an hour to finish the race. So when your turn was over, not only did you have to wait a half hour for your next turn, but that was for each player's turn. So if we had like 5-6 people there, you're looking at like waiting 2 hours or more before you could play again. And that's how fucking much we loved that game. And when I think back to it, I'm like, holy fuck, man, why did Road Rash make the levels so long? Especially since if you crashed once, it was pretty much you weren't going to win. So it's like you had to perfect the race. It was like, what the fuck, a half an hour long race, and if you crash once, yeah, you pretty much lost. You compare that to today's racing games like Mario Kart. If you crash and die, you can still win the race. If anything, they'll help you boost to catch up to everyone. It's not how gaming used to be. It used to be fucking hard as hell. Back in my day. Alright, another victory. Alright, so we gave a shout out to Warzard the Board Time Lord. Let's continue the shout outs. Holy fuck, we're on the gold chest. Oh man, this is a tough battle. I don't know if we'll get our hands on the chest this time. Might get another chest denial. Alright, so we'll watch it and I'll try to give the shout out at the same time. So Warzard, Augusto, Bunny Dreamer. Oh, Bunny Dreamer had another question. Which is your most strongest hero? When it comes to strong heroes for damage, my strongest is Suzo. And he's the strongest by a fucking country mile. He almost does like double or even 10 times the next strongest. And when it comes to strongest for being able to take a pounding, it's definitely the hot babe Alice. She can take a pounding like no other. Sorry, I'll get my mind out of the gutter one of these days. Alright, Naked HD, welcome back to the chat. Alt Stinger 11. Oh fuck, one of our heroes died. Oh, and it was our healer of all the heroes to die. Alright, we're gonna have to stop this. And we'll come back. Instead of her, let's take out Genie and bring in someone with a little bit more attack punch. We might have to switch. Yeah, let's switch. We'll try that just for interest sakes. Alright, Alt Stinger 11, thanks again for joining the chat. Naked HD, Alt Stinger 11. Yeah, thanks everyone. What time is it? 10:22? And apparently I don't have to work tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure I have to work tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Now, if I don't have to work tomorrow, all I'll be doing is making some more hash and getting some stuff ready for the show. And hopefully I'll be able to make another show, no problem. Now, what I want to do is get my website updates, get the new merch set up. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, and get the theme song for the show. If anyone wants to help me accomplish my goals, if they could send me some music that they've created, doesn't even have to be amazing or anything, just like qualifies as music, and then I won't just copy the music, but I'll try to mix in some lyrics to it. That would really help. I know I'm really terrible at music, art in general. Art's one of those things, it's like my weakest suit. When it comes to everything I'm good at in life, fucking art, man, horrible. But you can't complain, right? Like, creator or the universe in general, they tend to give everyone a balance. If you're good at one thing, you're not so good at another. And damn, art is one of those things where I just suck balls. Not in a good way. Alright, can we get the victory here? I don't know, I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like that chest is almost in reach. Man, I have the creepiest chest grabbing motion ever. Alright, another hero down. You can tell I don't grab a lot of chests. There we go. Come on. Alright, it's just Alice. Were you going to be able to beat her? Oh, there we did a bit of damage. The thing is, with Alice, like a lot of people have been telling me, if I get her up a little bit more in stars, it'll be so worth it. Okay, she'll be super strong. And I can see it. When I play Alice, man, she's hard to beat. It's just so hard to level her up in red stars because I have to get a red hero in the sun star element to burn. And those are not easy to come by. So the odds of me getting a hero that I can give to Alice to get her up in stars, I don't know how people do it. Yeah, victory. Alright, we got another 2 purples. Alright, we can refresh it. Booyakasha. There, we're back to it. Alright, so for tomorrow's episode, what I'll do is I'll keep trying to do the supply depot and get our hands on 3 more red scrolls. And if we can get some red scroll action, we'll actually go for the gene bank and try to do another 10 draw of reds. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll try our best. If I had to guess, it won't happen until Thursday when the next event comes back and actually gives us some red scrolls as rewards. What is the next event? Let's check it. It will be the Infinite Fight Challenge and the Bounty Mission, which is fucking sick. Because that'll mean that we'll only be 1 week away from doing the casino. And shit, man, once we can do the casino, I'm going to try to do this one quick, get our hands on the Catholic hero, and then I'll refresh it until we land on Rock God. And then once we got Rock God there, boom. Then we'll be able to collect Rock God. And if anyone's wondering what the fuck does it matter if we get Rock God or not, it's going to give us the ability to make a new hero. And why? Because we have to make one of these guys, and we need the fucking Rock God. I had a whole bunch of Rock Gods and I wasted them. Fuck, man, do I ever waste shit a lot. So then we'll be able to choose if we want to make her Wind of Fury. Or no, wait, not Wind of Fury. God, I thought it was Wind of Fury. What the fuck? We'll get to choose if we want to make... who is it? Ah, it's this guy. No, wasn't him either. The fuck? Could have swore I just had it on there. Yeah, we could make this guy. Oh yeah, Zorro. People want me to make Zorro. So we could make Zorro if we get our hands on the Rock God. I know a lot of people are saying don't because it's going to waste this guy. But we got shitloads of this guy. We actually have enough to make him gold twice. So using one of them isn't so bad. A lot of people said Zorro's a waste, so maybe I won't, but we'll see. Hey, Alec McQueen, thanks. He's helping boost up the comments. Appreciate it. Now, if anyone's wondering why they like the show and all of a sudden your likes are gone the next day, it's just YouTube's algorithm. If you only watch the show for like a minute and you like it, they'll take the like away. So it's like, it's weird, eh? It's like you literally have to watch it for like 10 minutes or well, whatever their time frame is. And then eventually they'll allow you to keep the like. I'm pretty sure the reason they do that is a lot of people just log into shows, like it, and then stop watching right away. Sort of like a fake like. So that's how they get rid of some of the fakeness in YouTube. Which I don't mind. It makes sense. They do the same policy for dislikes. So if someone logs in, just dislikes your video and then leaves right away, they'll actually get rid of that dislike. They have to watch it for at least like 10 minutes and then the dislike will stay. Which that kind of makes sense. I don't mind that one. So there's some good and some bad. I was trying to think, who was the other hero? Oh yeah, I thought it was Captain Decker, but no, we already made him. There was someone else that required the wrestling guy, and I was gonna save up my fragments to make him, and now I can't remember who it is. Oh well, if anyone's got the idea, who is it that the wrestling guy is gonna help us make? Fuck man, I wanted to make Wind of Fury. Oh yeah, it is Wind of Fury. I missed him, he's right there. So that's who I'm probably gonna make instead of Zoro, because Zoro and her both use the wrestling guy. So I'll have to pick between one. And if I had to pick, Wind of Fury's better, just because she's so good at healing, right? I get it that Zoro's able to counter those attacks really good. Like he uses dodge and he's able to counter shit, reflect attacks back on their attackers. So I might actually make Zoro one day, but if I had to guess who I'm going to make first, it'll probably be Wind of Fury. Especially since I had Wind of Fury and I fucking loved her in my team, but I consumed her so that I could make, Suzo more powerful. Now, if anyone's wondering if I'm going to make a third copy of Suzo, it's very fucking tempting. Because I literally have this guy. I pretty much have enough ingredients to make that guy. And I'm one fragment away from making her. So I'm really like one fragment away from making Suzo super strong. Let's see how strong he would be if I did do it. I know a lot of people are saying don't do it, but I don't know. It's probably one of those live and learn situations. I won't realize the mistake until it's too late. Yeah, see, I'll have to give a Suzo fucking 6-star that could put him in, and that would bring him up to 10 stars. And once the battle begins, stack 2 layers of paralysis for all enemy units. That'd be fucking sick. Suzo has obtained the oppressor effect, increases attack by 70%. Can you imagine Suzo 70% stronger? He's already the strongest hero in my team by a mile. So man, if he went up by 70%, almost sounds too good to be true. And his immunity goes up for 70%, so people won't be able to keep turning him to ice all the time. So that'd be fucking epic. So I don't know, it's tempting to make Suzo another like 3rd red star, but obviously people are right. I should make Skady instead. Because yeah, most players that use the Hunger Games, they all got Skady. So I should be using her, Theodora, to make Skady instead of another Suzo. So I don't know, it's going to be a hard choice to make. I've got both of these gold already, so I've got all the ingredients I need except for one Theodora. Let me check the Darwin Lab situation. Or is Theodora... Fuck man, Theodora's here. So we're literally just a few Vibram tokens away from making Skady. That's kind of freaky in a way, right? And then it won't be the end of the world. Even if I make Skady, I should probably do it this turn, and then just start collecting Theodoras again. So it'll be fuck man, it'll probably take like a year, but who knows? Maybe one day the game will give me some Theodoras and we'll be back to making Suzo 3-star in no time. Yeah, that's what Alec is saying. Even if I make Skady, it'll already make Suzo 70% stronger. And if I buy the pass card, you can get her. Which pass card? Let me check. Oh, this thing. How would this get me her? Or is there another pass card? No, I don't see it there either. Accumulated $99 recharge. Oh, so if I deposit a little bit more, I can get an extra 300 experience points? God, that doesn't seem worth it. Maybe it's somewhere in here. Yeah, if she's in here, it would be tempting to buy her. Oh, the Vibram tokens. Yeah, that one. Now I get what you mean. For a second, I thought she was a reward here or something. I was like, wait a minute. You can't even get heroes buying that way. Yeah, so the viewer's right, Alec. If we manage to save up 36 before this timer runs out, boom, we got Skady in our team. Can you fucking imagine Skady in our team? Then my team won't be all shit. Yeah, let's check. Make sure how many Theodores. Fuck. How many Theodores do we got already? Just to make sure I'm not lying to everyone. We got one there. We got two. So we do have two of her. And let's check just to make sure who we'll need with to go with her. Ah, man, getting a bit of stomach pain there. Oh, we need the blonde-haired guy. I don't know if we still have him, but we do have a Charlemagne. I'm pretty sure we'll be missing the blonde-haired guy because I just used them all up. Fuck. Well, let's double check just in case. Maybe I'm cursing for nothing. Ah, fuck, I seen this guy's blonde hair, seen Trump's blonde hair, thought we had him. Son of a whore. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Alright, let's check, make sure that we don't have him. Fuck! So we're the blonde hair away guy too. So we know we're not that close, but we're getting pretty damn close. Having all the Theodoras will be 90% of the way there. Damn! And as you can see what I'm talking about, I got a lot of the Son of the Moon Warrior guys. We got two there. We got how many here? Yeah, we got another 3 here. So we got 5 of them in total. And we already have them gold. So fuck, man, we got like almost got 3 Son of the Rising Moon Warrior. So we're definitely not short on the Rising and the Moon Warrior guys. Yeah, let's just double check. I wanted to see. Now that we got the Darwin Lab heroes, or we unlocked a few more, is there anyone that we can actually make that makes sense? Still can't make him. We should make another one of him soon. We got Cleopatra. It's just he's hard to come by. Kind of wish we got one of him. We could make this guy, but I want to keep my Trumps. Because Trump is one of those ones that helps me make red heroes really quick. And this guy's hard to come by. Even though we got him, I don't know if I really want to burn him on that. Ah, we could make another Wright Brothers to gold. But that would cost one of our Trumps, so I don't think I want to do it. I don't know, we could make him. Well, that's good. I need to make this guy gold. So that'll be good. We got enough to make him gold now. Don't even have to buy one. Who was it that I needed to gold him? I know we needed it for someone good. If anyone remembers. Oh, the nurse. We got enough to make another nurse. Fuck, man, that's tempting. But then all of our nurses will be gone. Can't believe it. We actually used up all the nurses. We got enough to make another Robin gold. I'm not sure I want to do that. I think she's one of those heroes and he's one that I really shouldn't burn because we need him for other ones. This guy, we got tons of Kinshi. This bearded guy, he's hard to come by, so I'm probably not going to waste him on that. The thing with this bearded guy, I already made him gold, so I don't even think we need another one of him. Ah, for Zorro, that's who I needed the gold founding father. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, so who knows? If I go the Zorro route, now we got the founding father ingredient. We really just need the... Let me check. Who was it that I all needed for Zorro? Pretty sure it was... Yeah, the wrestling guy. That's the one that I don't want to waste. Because, man, I want Wind of Fury back so bad. what it is those 3-team battles. I really need a better healer because we have 2 good healers, so 1 for each 2 teams. But Jane Austen and this guy just don't really cut it as the 3rd healer. So I need a 3rd healer, and I think Wind of Fury would be a good one. I've had her before. I know she's good. So Alec wants to know, is Odin as good as Zoro? Or as Suzo? I've never tried Odin. So it's a bad person to ask, but you could ask in our Discord. I bet you someone was saying that Odin's good. Let me check.
The most astonishing man in this universe.
He has the power of Thor. That's good. That tenacity shit. I don't know about that. When under attack, ricochet damage 150% of Odin's attack. Reduces the attacker's defense by 20%. Yeah, this guy definitely looks good. I would like that ability. How the fuck do you make Odin? Holy shit, we got all the ingredients for Odin except for the blonde-haired guy. Fuck, man. I wish it was easier to get this blonde-haired guy. I think the one time we had a chance to get him, and the only reason I didn't is because I failed to get enough, enough sun stars to do the replacement ticket. So I shouldn't get my down in the dumps. I'm pretty sure Theodora and that blonde hair guy, they'll come back as exchange ticket people. I just got to make sure I hold on to some of these exchange tickets. Like, fuck, man, I keep burning through them like crazy. How many do we got left? We're only at 3 left. Fuck. I really got to win some more exchange tickets one of these days. I'm really failing because I never get the Gene Bank reward to full, and I never get the Tavern Task one to full. And those seem to be the only ones that give exchange tickets. Like, man, I really got to save up enough clones so that I can make it to the 400 mark. I keep making it to the 300 or 300 and then just failing. So one of these days I'm going to have to keep making sure that I save up and get enough for the exchange tickets. Because these exchange tickets, man, they're fucking so valuable. Damn, I really wish I had enough clone stuff, but oh well, I'll have to learn a bit more patience. It's hard to be patient in this game. A lot of times I just want to burn it when I can. Alright, so I guess I better wrap it up. I'm starting to lose my voice a little. Let's go to the fire screen. Holy shit. Alex says he's the lucky because he's the strongest in his server. So he gets 10 red scrolls every 2 weeks. Holy fuck, man. So lucky. Hey, George tuned in. Didn't even see. Let's give a shout out to George and Alec for joining the show late. Yeah, we even made it up to 7 likes. Fucking A. Alright, yeah, to summarize, in case George didn't hear what we did, we burned some red scrolls and we didn't get much. Who did we get? Might have to go into the archive to see. I think who we got was, oh yeah, we got more of the Founding Fathers. Yeah, we didn't really get anyone rare. Oh yeah, we got Kim. We got another of the Founding Fathers, and we got a purple Cleopatra. So, pretty much garbage. Although I shouldn't say that, because we really did need some more Founding Fathers, but obviously I would have liked someone a lot better. We always want more. More! Alright, so yeah, we better wrap it up, though, because I'm probably going to have to work at 4 in the morning. I'm going to go outside and check. I bet you there's snow out there right now. Alright, so let's go to the fire screen. Alec is saying that he's got Sea King, Scorpion King, Monkey King, and Alice, and nobody can kill him. Yeah, that sounds like a wild team. Alright, so let's see. If you happen to get any snow in your vaporizer, and it tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can give the show a like and a share. I really appreciate it. Just make sure, never buy the products from my sponsor.
Because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you later.
Sorry for the baby voice, people that hate it. I still find it funny. Alright, see you later. Bye for now. Yeah, George is right. It is kind of all shit because you can just buy the Founding Father. The only thing I was thinking is I actually blew through all my money in the store that allows you to buy Founding Father. So really I can't buy him. Oh well. Yeah, but Cleopatra and Founding Father, yeah, they're both for sale in the same store. Just checked. Alright, thanks everyone. Have a good night. Holy shit, we made it up to 9 likes. Thanks everyone. See ya. Oh yeah, and have a good week. Hopefully it's better than mine. It's already gone to snow.